Now, speaking of eco-friendly packaging, we're connected with Nikki Sevilla, who is the founder of EcoNest Philippines, who is going to enlighten us a little bit more when it comes to being more eco-friendly. And before we get into our discussion, EcoNest itself is a distribution company specializing in eco-friendly packaging products for enterprises in the Philippines. Good morning, Nikki. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Mabuhay!
Magandang umaga.
Okay. I cannot follow up.
No, it just means good morning.
Oh, okay, good morning.
Good morning to you too. First of all, tell us more about EcoNest.
Okay, so EcoNest Philippines, we started in 2018. It's a marketing and distribution company of eco-friendly packaging products. We are carrying different categories of eco-packaging items such as cassava bags, sugarcane containers. We have bamboo straws, and then birchwood cutleries. We also have giami honeycomb wraps, which are direct alternatives to plastic bubble wraps.
Bubble wrap alternatives. I've never heard of before.
Yes. So it's really important, and you are very conscious about our environment. And but basically, what inspired you to do that?
Well, given that we started in 2018, during that time there weren't really a lot of businesses that are offering eco-friendly alternatives, and that was the time when some institutions started, lessening the usage of plastics. And then I used to bake, so I attended this bazaar, and then they implemented, okay, you're not supposed to use plastic during the event. And then I was like, I really wanted to, of course, eliminate as much plastics as I can. So I went to different supermarkets, and it was very sad that I wasn't able to find truly eco-friendly packaging. So I would find these packaging items, they would be labeled as biodegradable and green. However, when you check it, it has 50% plastic, 50% plant-based. So basically, it's not fully compostable and it's not that eco-friendly. And then I messaged my business partner. He was studying in Tokyo, and then he shared with me different innovations from different markets. And then it sank into me, how come it's not available here in the Philippines? And it's very, very important that people are aware of truly eco-friendly compostable items. So that's how we started. We consolidated like different categories, and I got connected to different companies in Indonesia as well, which I'm very, very thankful for.
Great.
So yeah, one of our major partners is based there in Bandung.
Wow,
Awesome.
Wow.
That's where I was born, actually.
Exactly.
This is actually this is actually very enlightening to me, because all this time when I see something that says biodegradable or eco-friendly, right away I think, oh, perfect, and I don't even think about it. But I guess it's like checking food labels. You need to actually dig deep and check and make sure that it's fully eco-friendly. Now,
that's true. Yes.
Here in Indonesia, I'm sure you're aware as well, we are on our way there, but we've still got a long way to go as well. It's not that easy to find recycling bins everywhere, or easy to know exactly where to go when you're trying to put in your recycled waste. Now, I was just about to ask, how are things there in the Philippines? How is this idea being received amongst Filipinos?
A lot of people are actually aware. And even the government is starting to implement certain legislations about plastic bans, etc. But for me, it's very, very important that we get to educate more people about the importance of using compostable packaging, and for them to be more discerning when it comes to, identifying which specific eco-friendly packaging item you're going to use. Like you mentioned, there are a lot of green labels that you can see online or in supermarkets, but you really have to understand how is it green. You need to keep on asking and check the labels as well. So not because a packaging is labeled as green, it's already green. So you really have to do your research still. And that's one of the major pain points right now. We have to properly educate the market, even if we were able to grow the company in a way, it's still very important for us to be able to share the correct information and be able to influence more people and businesses about the importance of looking for the right kind of eco-packaging items for their businesses.
Right.
Nice.
So far, we're looking at this from an individual basis. As much as we try, as much as we want to, we try to do our best to make our lives more sustainable and eco-friendly. But we mentioned earlier that nowadays we're in the middle of a pandemic. We're ordering food online, things are getting delivered to us, and we feel helpless sometimes. We receive these things, and I see it.
Plastic.
It's not just plastic, but it's those plastic ties now since the pandemic, and we've got to cut off the plastic ties. I don't know what to do with these plastic ties. So how do we expand this on a larger scale so that industries, restaurants are more aware and actually want to take part in this sort of program?
Well, I always say for me, we don't force anyone to make the switch. What's important for me is for the household or the business owner or the individual to really become more aware about the implications of the usage of plastic packaging. Or actually, it's solid waste in general. Not because these are eco-friendly packaging and compostable, they will just disappear. So basically, if you receive a compostable packaging item, you still have to dispose it properly.
Right.
That's why for us, we do our best to be able to educate people how to compost it. And initially, you have to segregate it as well and be aware of the different recycling areas near your establishment or your house. So for us, since we're living inside a farm retreat house and the warehouse is just beside that, what we're trying to do is implement a really sophisticated segregation area here so that even all the households within the vicinity, they would understand, okay, I have to properly segregate it in my home, and then I need to dispose it properly and compost whatever it is that's compostable. So even the food waste, it's such a big issue as well. So we all have to understand that even if it's compostable, it has to be disposed of properly. Very, very important, of course, proper segregation as well.
Yes.
So it definitely starts with us, and we hope that from that, other people will take that our lead and be able to follow suit as well.
Exactly. Small steps are matters. So, like what Nikki has mentioned, Paul, you also stated, basically a lot of people heard about the dangers of the plastic waste and everything, but I think it's good if we would like to remind once again the dangers of plastic waste. Nikki.
Okay, so when it comes to plastic waste, we do understand that it takes a lot of years for it to biodegrade. Some of it turns into microplastics, and it actually affects our marine life. So, you know what, based on statistics, I'm sure a lot of people are already aware there are a lot of animals that are being affected because of the usage of plastics. And mostly, of course, humans are the ones who actually make use of it. And it's very sad to see that, you know, these helpless animals are dying because of us. And we have to do what we can to be able to mitigate it and alleviate the consequences of plastic pollution. But again, it's not just plastics. We have to identify its solid waste in general. We have to be more mindful of our waste, regardless of what it is.
Yes.
And it's, and by the way, I'm a little bit distracted as well looking at those images, some really alarming images as to how much garbage can actually be produced, especially on a daily basis. Now, let's relate now to EcoNest. What sort of packaging products do you offer, and what sort of ingredients or materials are they made of, and how does it change? How does it impact? How does it change the environment from what you guys are doing?
Okay, so I have some samples here. So first one, we have the gas sugarcane containers.
Okay.
These are the gas, like for example, a cup. Normally you have plastic cups.
Right.
They would have plastic lining inside, but this one, it's purely bagasse. It's molded, so it's fully compostable.
Oh,
we
wow.
have cassava bags again.
Okay.
My favorite.
That I've seen, yes.
And then if you're going to compost it, it's part of the nitrogen component. So it's like your leaves or vegetables. But for this one, it's carbon component.
Okay.
And then we also have bamboo fiber straws.
Nice.
So it's like a typical
nice.
paper straw, however, it's made from bamboo. So this one, it's manufactured here in the Philippines. It's more durable compared to the paper ones. It can last in drinks for up to 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's naturally water resistant. And then, of course, we have containers.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
these, yeah, we have different sizes, we have different styles, shapes, etc. And as much as possible, we'd like to encourage us more businesses to make the switch to eco-friendly packaging items.
Okay, I'd like to follow up on this a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off, but what would you say to convince someone who says that making this switch is going to be a little bit more costly than what they're used to? For example, businesses or even on an individual
To
basis.
use the concept of plastic
it's
is more
Yeah, it's a lot
expensive
cheaper
than
for me to
the
use
plastic one. Exactly.
How do you convince somebody of the opposite point of view?
Well, of course, I do understand it's always the cost that the upfront cost that we see. However, we do not consider the environmental cost of still using, plastics. If we consider how you're going to recycle it, it's pretty difficult. So recycling is not that easy. There are different steps and there are different types of plastics that can be recycled, and there are limitations as well. So normally what I do is I encourage people by sharing stories. We do not force anybody to make the switch, and we do not push you to, okay, you have to buy this even if it's more expensive, etc. But it's more of we're sharing success stories of our clients, of our partners, and we show them the implication, like we're able to compost it, we're able to return it back to nature. So you mentioned earlier there are 3 R's, so reuse, reduce, recycle.
Yeah.
We're adding another R, which is return it back to nature. So basically
I like
decompose this
That's
item.
beautiful.
Very nice. Yeah, I do believe
Exactly.
sharing personal anecdotes can make people relate to it a little bit.
Exactly. There's a lot in everything, a lot of things that is the cost to pay.
Yeah.
If you don't want to pay now, you have
pay
to
for it, or
pay
our
for
kids,
the future.
even worse, our
I
kids
don't
pay
want
for it.
that to be happen.
no.
And since we know the EcoNest products are imported from Indonesia, like
Some
what?
products, sure.
Some products are imported from Indonesia. From where exactly, and how did you discover and establish cooperation with them, Nikki?
It's from Bandung, and you know what? I just discovered them on Instagram.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
And
social media.
it's so nice. They're very, very, very friendly. And I just connected with them. I asked questions, and then it started from there. We visited their factory in 2019, early 2019.
Cool.
And then from there, we were able to establish a really good partnership. Very, very helpful company, and we're very thankful for for Indonesia for coming up with these types of eco-friendly, but cassava items.
Well, Nikki, we are thankful to you as well. Grateful for the opportunity that EcoNest is working together with a small
Our
company
local
in
partners,
Indonesia,
yes.
a local company, in order to work together. Because I do believe it's not an individual, nor is it a national problem. It is a global problem that we need to
Exactly.
all tackle together. Only then we'll be able to start to win this fight.
Yes.
Guys, if you're interested to know more, please check out www.econestph.com, or if you're like us or like Nikki, just go on Instagram. It's
Go
a lot
on
easier. They're
Instagram.
on
We
there
can
as well.
find anything on Instagram.
You can check out EcoNest PH.
Go
That's
IG.
the ID. That's right. They're on IG as well. Nikki, thank you so much for your time. We continue to support you. So
Thank you
please
so much.
do continue to stay diligent in your efforts to save our
Thank you,
environment.
thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Have a safe and happy day. We'll talk to you.
Terima kasih.
Take care.
Thank you.